Alright, hello everybody. How y'all doing? Hope you guys are have your shit together today, because I certainly don't. I didn't sleep at all last night. So I was like, you know what? I got nothing else going today outside of some studying for finals, so I'm just gonna sleep in. I woke up at 1 p.m. today, look at my phone, and my phone is like exploding with the amount of notifications because everybody's trying to tell me that the dev server is up. So of course the one day that I decide that I'm just gonna take it easy and sleep in, Gaijin does this shit to me. So yeah. Nice meme. Studying is going well though. My final exam is on Friday. I turned in my final paper for my Latin American history class last night. It's a 6-page research paper. Turned that in last night. And I've got my final exam on Saturday for my astronomy course. I knocked out that research paper in like 2 hours. Writing for me is not difficult. It's the research that takes the most time. Yeah, I'll be fine for Saturday. I've got a great study regimen that's proven to help. So. Once I'm done with school next Saturday, I can go back to a somewhat normal streaming schedule. All right, let's go on and move on over here to the dev server. Okay. Cat, thanks for the 100 bits. Hope you're doing okay, and hope that work isn't killing you too badly. What am I studying? I am a history major, but I have to complete some general education courses before I can transfer. All right, let's focus in here. So we got a lot to cover. So a bunch of new shit got added, mostly F104s. So believe me, we will cover the F104 spam. But first of all, they fixed the HSTVL! Ah! It's now an exciting vehicle. So, it went from a 5.5 second reload to a 1.5 second reload. I gotta get all the modifications for it. This is gonna be a common sight here, guys. And I asked Gaijin if they could add in a button like they have on their internal test server to buy all modifications while on the dev. And they said something along the lines of that it's linked to a bunch of other developer tools on their internal test server that would make it very difficult to add on a standard dev server. I'm not happy about that, but at least they gave me an answer. Okay. But yeah, instead of 13 degrees, it's got... Okay, actually, let me turn off the music. As much as I love Doom Eternal's soundtrack, for what we're doing today, it's not necessary. Okay, so we've not only got the 1.5 second reload buff, we've also got the 17 degrees of gun depression. We got a 48.5 second turret traverse speed. That's pretty fast, even for a light tank. Let's take it for a spin. See if it's actually changed significantly. It also got what's it called? A laser rangefinder. The last dev server didn't have a laser rangefinder. Thermals, commander's thermals, mobility. It definitely feels snappier. Although it's still not quite as fast as I was hoping it would be. It's definitely got the power to weight ratio down, but it's definitely slower than I was hoping. Also, a bunch of people, everybody keeps talking about the fact that this thing is supposed to have like a half-second reload. Everything that I've been able to find documentation-wise and like just reading and looking up stuff for this vehicle, the only reference I could ever find to anything close to that was the fact that it had a higher rate of fire when this gun was put on a static mount, not within the vehicle itself, or at least it doesn't appear that way. So, to be honest, it's not entirely clear what the real rate of fire is. It's faster than it was, like on the last dev server, but I don't think it's as fast as half a second. I can definitely say, though, having that fast reload is going to make this thing so much more interesting. It doesn't look like the driver has a thermal sight. So it's definitely got the power to weight ratio, but it doesn't feel like it has the speed to match it. It feels like it's artificially limited. Maybe that's just a product of the way that the game is handling it, but it feels wrong. Alright. So yeah, in general, the HSTVL is a lot more interesting. It's suddenly got a lot cooler. Alright. Before we move on to the F-104 spam, I don't think we'll touch the Cleveland. There's not really much need to. Although, from what I've heard, the USS Helena got a crew buff, which kind of makes the Cleveland completely worthless now, because the Cleveland had more crew on the last dev server and therefore was a little bit more survivable. But now the Helena is just better in literally every way. Take a look at the F3H2. I don't think there's anything that's actually changed with this, unless I'm completely mistaken. But I don't think we really need to cover the Demon. I think that most people are more interested in the missiles that happen to have cockpits strapped to them. Yeah, Demons, rack shotgun. Hear the new Vulcan sounds? Yeah. We'll get to that in a moment. Interesting. So the first F-104, the American version. So, if I recall correctly, America, Germany, Japan, China, and Italy all got their F-104s, their respective F-104s. And they didn't just get, like, one variant. Like, if they had more than one variant of the aircraft, they got all of the variants. So, in this case, the Americans have the F-104A and the F-104C. The Germans have just the F-104G. The Italians have the F-104S. The Japanese have the F-104J. Yeah. The Chinese have the F-104A and the F-104G. I think that covers them all. Interesting how the F-104A only gets 2 Sidewinders. Granted, it is an early model, so I suppose that shouldn't be too surprising. Let's give it a go, though. Yeah, because apparently the 20mm Vulcan has a brand new cannon. Or has a brand new cannon sound. Let's get it in the air first. This thing definitely feels like you have a rocket strapped to your ass. Holy shit. Look at this thing go. The cockpit looks beautiful, I have to say. And the lack of anti-aliasing in this cockpit is really pissing me off. But outside of the really shitty anti-aliasing, the cockpit looks amazing. By the way, look at that shit. We're in a 15-degree climb, and we're gaining speed. Let's bump it up to 20. Okay, we are losing speed in 20-degree climb. All right. Let's radar. The radar is probably having trouble seeing him. Just because, holy shit, this thing is balls to the wall fast. That's an... I'm not sure whether I like that or not. I feel like it's a downgrade from the previous sound, personally. It feels really artificial, and it feels like it's playing over the top of itself. Like it doesn't loop properly. Yeah, if you listen closer, you can hear it looping, and it doesn't flow as well into back onto itself like the previous one did. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere. The howl from the engine is cool, though. I will give you that. Yeah. The engine howling is amazing. Yeah, you can hear it, too. Alright, let's get a later variant of the F-104. Lemon, we haven't gotten there yet. We're going through all the nations from left to right. So, when we get there, we'll get there. Contrary to popular belief, you're not the only one in the chat. The F-104C is interesting, because it gets an RWR. That's kind of nice.
Danger pencil.
Indeed, Cat. Thanks for the 100 bits. The danger pencil. He'd be quick. He'd be a quick boy. So this one actually gets bombs, although it's still stuck with AIM-9B Sidewinders, which is not optimal. Yeah, Mighty Mouse rockets, 750-pound bombs. What does this look like? Oh. Not gonna lie, that feels rather disappointing. Granted, these are early variants of the F-104, but I don't know what I was expecting. Honestly, I can't see the US F-104s, especially with these AIM-9B Sidewinders, being useful for really anything other than high-speed ground pounding. I really can't. Just personally looking at this, like, yes, you're fast as hell, but missiles are always going to be faster than you. And your turn time is about, your turning circle is about the radius of the United States. If you're not going above 1,000 kph.
No, God, please, no!
Do you think the game has officially become Mad Missile Thunder? Possibly. I don't know. I can't say that I'm thoroughly impressed. Granted, I don't really play top tier aircraft, so take that with a grain of salt. This is just me throwing shit out there. I don't know. And somebody who plays a lot more aircraft than me could probably be looking at this and just be like rubbing their hands in anticipation for styling on noobs like myself. Yeah, like, honestly,
God, no, God, please, no!
I'm just not all that impressed with the F-104C and A. I mean, at least with the F-104C, you get an RWR. The missiles are flying dildos, and you will become manned flying dildo. Indeed. Yeah, I think the F-4E will remain superior. I really, really like the whine, though, of the engine. Listen to that. Let me turn it up a little bit. It turns pretty well at over 1,000 kph. It's just when you get under about 700 that it really starts to have trouble. AIM-9Bs be AIM-9Bs. So I think if you're going to be playing this aircraft, you're pretty much going to be guns only. Yeah, you have missiles, but they're AIM-9Bs. They really aren't that hard to fool. I wonder if they finally added the continuously calculated bomb sight with this update, because they showed it off on the dev preview stream about a week ago. Flight mode and cockpit. I'm not seeing any new controls popping up. Huh. They were showing it off on the last on the last preview. $700 kph, turning circle of all 50 states, 1,000 kilometers per hour, turning circle of Alaska. F4E lost its slats on the dev server. Ouch. Big boy
So
clone.
guys, we did it.
Thanks to the 100 bits. We did it, boys. We stopped racism. Sorry, dead meme. Let me see if they added it. Maybe they just added it in under a different name or something. Yeah, let me remove the overlay real quick. My bad. There we go. Sorry, I totally forgot about that. I'll jump back in the F104C in another nation so you guys can see the speed. Yeah, they were like that on the last dev server, Cat. Pretty cool. It's pretty good.
More maymays for the Maymay God.
Red Tip, thanks for the 20 months in a row, man. Good to see you, man. Let's see here. Weaponry. Well, that's nothing new. The ballistic computer being a thing is nothing new. But yeah, there was a continuously calculated bomb sight that they had on the developer preview. It's not here for some reason. Okay, well that's kind of disappointing. Yeah, that's the multifunction menu. How's the HSTV now? How's the HSTVL now that all the reports are on it? It's great now. It looks like they fixed it for the most part. Got a laser rangefinder. It's got more gun depression. It's got 1.5 second reloading rate, which is probably the more realistic reload. It's still got the really high horsepower per ton, but the max speed feels artificially limited. It says 83 kilometers per hour. I could not get it above 44 or 47-ish on roads. I think that, I don't know if that's just the virtual, I don't know if that's just the driving AI just constantly switching gears and fucking it over, or just refusing to go into a higher gear, or what, but this thing feels faster. It feels like it should be faster than it is. That's basically my only complaint with it. Alright, moving on. So, some interesting stuff. We've already covered the M48 Super. I believe everything, almost everything on it is the same. Let me test the thermals, because that was an interesting aspect of it. Nice. Nice. So it still has commander and gunner thermals. Ooh! New sounds from the machine guns. New sounds for the MG3. H Super has a laser rangefinder. Why would they let the slits open for the optical rangefinder? Is there any reason? I have no idea. I was wondering that on the last dev server as well. But they've cut holes here in the armor package for the optical rangefinder. But this vehicle has a laser rangefinder, so there's no reason for there's no need for that. Maybe they plan to just have it as a backup or something? That's the only reason I could think of. But a laser rangefinder in many ways just far more efficient, so I'm not sure why that's a thing. Well, the gun certainly works. I don't think there's any doubt there. I would prefer Mountain Dew or Coke. Coke. Alright, interestingly enough, the G91R4 that we saw on the last dev server, it's a premium now. And it's got a fancy new skin. It's got the Uber Tigor skin. So, that's kind of interesting. And it's an 8.7, so yeah, it's the same battle rating as the other G91, but now you have a premium version of it with 4 sidewinders. Kind of interesting. I do like the skin. I have to admit, I think this skin is pretty cool. F86K Saber Dog. I mean, it's a Saber Dog. What's there to say? Then we have the F104G. So the F104G. Oh my god. Gaijin, this is why I wanted a button. Give me all the mods. Please, for the love of God. I realize that it's not as easy as it sounds, but please, for my sanity. And everybody else's. So this one also has an RWR. It still is stuck with AIM-9Bs. However, it does have a loadout for 4 of them. Which is better, I guess? They're still AIM-9Bs, so they're pretty worthless as air-to-air missiles go. Single... Wow, that feels rather light. Single 1,000 pounder. I feel like that's really on the light side. Jesus. Cancer of YouTube. Yes, I have tested the HSTVL. If you want to look at it, you can scroll back through the stream and watch it. Okay. Interesting. For our ground attack aircraft, which the Germans use the F-104 primarily as, the ground attack loadouts are rather light. At least as far as if you want to carry air-to-air missiles on top of it. Even with the bomb, though, this thing climbs pretty dang good. Look at that shit. It just wants to go to space, where it belongs. As far as I'm aware, Izori, no, there are no new ground vehicles. Pretty much all of the new stuff is just the F-104s. In all of their variations. Does this thing have a ballistic computer? No, it doesn't. You just gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Aw, man, only a hit. I thought that was a pretty good drop, too. But Jesus Christ, could you imagine you're just sitting there and all of a sudden this thing just blazes past you and there's a bomb in your lap? It turns really fucking well at over 1,000 kph for what it is. Look at that shit. Yeah, I probably overshot it with the bomb. Yeah, I overshot it pretty significantly. Yeah, that one I think that one was a little short. Oh well. But I think you guys get the point. Fast AF. Okay, with a maxed out crew without expert or ace, turning this thing, doing a 180 degree turn at over 1,300 kilometers per hour will black your pilot out. Dr. Bananable, yes, I've shown them all so far. Or at least I've shown the ones that I've gotten to so far, so I'm going from left to right nation by nation. So, the F-104G is after the F-86K. In the case of the US, it is its own thing. So you can basically, you can finish off Tier 5, and then immediately begin researching the F-104s. Like, you don't have to go down the F-4 Phantom line. You can just do F-104s if you'd like, if you would prefer. At least in the current state. USSR really didn't get anything new. Like they have a destroyer, but I couldn't be bothered to fucking research everything to try and get it, because we kind of already showed it off last time, and it's basically just a Noisashimi with slightly different anti-aircraft placement. That's pretty much all it is. Everybody keeps saying that the So for Britain actually got another jet. They got another F4 Phantom variant. The FG Mark I, which I believe is the first naval variant? That nose gear is really high. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be doing that. So that just looks awkward as shit. SU-7B, that seems new. No, this was on the last dev server. We already kind of covered this thing. As far as I'm aware, it hasn't really changed. It's 9.0, but it's really, really fast. But what makes it balance is the fact that it doesn't have any missiles. And I don't think it even... I'm not even sure if it has a ballistic computer.
More maymays for the maymay god.
My subscription is now legally allowed to drink. At least in the United States. SU-7B lost radar. It still has the ballistic computer. Okay, that's kind of nice. This thing be quick, though. The gear strut is so high because Royal Navy carriers had short decks compared to the US ones, so they needed the increased AOA to increase lift. That makes sense. It just looks awkward as shit. Like, how the hell are you supposed to see anything when you land? I suppose that wasn't the issue. So yeah, it doesn't have a radar anymore. Wow, this thing is pretty maneuverable at like 450 kph. The ballistic computer is on. Nice. Damn, son! They should have just called this update Go Fist. Yeah. Go fast, yo. Oh god. Oh no. Does this thing really... Oh my god. Oh, okay. Alright, don't do that. Don't repeat that. Apparently this thing is fuel starvation. For some ungodly reason. Also, hang on. What is the control to lock onto something? Shift. Yeah, Zio, we'll get to that shit, okay? I'm going nation by nation from left to right, so don't worry, I haven't forgotten anything. Alright. Let's try this again. Dear God, that ballistic computer turns on so fucking close to the ground. Is there a button to manually do that? Because outside of that, I feel like it's almost totally worthless. Jesus Christ. That is so difficult to use. I'm gonna have to map the ballistic computer, but I'll do that some other time. Everybody keeps saying that the Storm HVM got Gen 3 thermals. I don't even think that Gen 3 thermals even exist in the game. What the hell would the difference be? But we'll try it. I doubt it, but I don't know where the fuck people are getting the Gen 3 thermals thing from. Last I checked, they only made the distinction between Gen 1 and Gen 2. Give me your honest opinion. Does this update add anything positive for gameplay? Some of the stuff I've seen on the dev server just seems like it's going to make top tier even less fun to play. It seems like a hold us over type update, to be honest. Well, the main focus of this update is supposed to be the Italian Navy. However, the Italian Navy is extremely lackluster and really doesn't bring anything new or interesting to the table outside of, you know, Italian ships. Like, it's got, like, the only two things that the Italian Navy brings that are somewhat interesting are the guided missiles on one ship, and the Spaviero, which is the low tier premium. So outside of that, like, there's nothing in the Italian Navy, and basically everybody is getting who had them is getting starfighters, F-104s. A couple of top tier things here and there. This is definitely a holdover. Like, this is definitely a minor patch for everybody else but the Navy, and the Navy is really, really, honestly, pretty boring. So, it's nowhere near as exciting as the last patch. Alright. It looks clearer. It definitely looks clearer. Interesting. If I'm trying to track an airplane... Okay, well that works.
Got it!
I can definitely say with the optical improvements that it's a lot easier. Guide missiles in.
The enemy has been destroyed!
Yeah, there are plenty of people who actually play Naval, believe it or not. Unfortunately, Gaijin feels the need to either break it every patch or not do anything about its current problems. Or add in brand new ones. The last two patches, like, it's looking more and more like they're just determined to kill Naval with every patch. So yeah, the thermals on this are definitely better. Let me check Challenger 2 by comparison. I think it's got Gen 1 thermals actually, but we'll check. Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel as crisp, but that may just be the magnification. Yeah, I think it's a combination of the lack of magnification, but at the same time, it definitely feels a lot more fuzzy compared to the Gen 3 thermals. Not having Naval EC on patch releases is killing me. Yeah.
The enemy has been destroyed!
By the way, Challenger 2F. We saw this on the last dev server. I have to admit, this looks pretty cool. I don't really like the Challenger 2's looks normally, but I think this, like, all of the extra doodads sticking out of this thing makes it look pretty interesting. Although, this table-looking arrangement is going to make this thing stick out so much. Like, you're going to be able to see this thing from behind a hill from so far away. The sound is a lot more interesting. Are you going to be grinding the new aircraft coming in the new update? I know you generally don't use aircraft, but the naval jets are great ground pounders. Probably not, if I'm going to be totally honest. As far as grinding anything goes, I'm still working my way up the Swedish ground forces line. And because I'm just really enjoying myself there. And I don't really play aircraft all that much to begin with. There's really not much of a reason.
That's the tea table.
Indeed it is, Kat. That's their emergency tea table. I'll pull up chairs all around it and just, you know, hang out and drink tea. Yeah, when we get to the Italian Navy, hippie, I'll show it. Yeah, the Gen 3 thermals definitely are a thing. Yeah, but I think it's both a combination of a higher resolution and the optics being way better. If anything, this should make hitting targets with the Stormer a lot easier. Really? There we go. As I say that, I missed 3 fucking times on an aircraft that's not maneuvering. Nice meme. Love it. Oh my god, it just lost lock. Damn it. I just fired a missile in frustration there. All these fucking trees. Excuse me. In the hits to register is the issue. Yeah, that's the downside of having a direct hit missile. What missiles does the new British Phantom get? It just gets AIM-9Ds. So, nothing new. Yeah, nothing new in that regard. Alright, moving on. The Type 93 supposedly got Gen 3 thermals as well, so let's try that out. And a laser rangefinder? I mean, okay, it doesn't really need the laser rangefinder because you can't dumbfire the missiles, but... okay? Yeah, guys, we will get to each nation in turn. But I'm going from left to right nation-wise, so if I haven't covered something yet in China, Italy, France, or Sweden, you're just gonna have to fucking wait, okay? This thing is very much a quick boy. Those definitely look like Gen 3 thermals to me. My question is why? You can't... like, okay. The thermals, yeah, I can understand for, like, spotting targets. Oh, even the commander gets thermals. That's useful, actually. Because here's the thing. The missiles are heat-seeking. So, I don't understand why you need a laser rangefinder on this vehicle. Like, it's not like you can fire these missiles at tanks. Or can you? No. No, you can't. So, I mean... interesting, I guess, but... whether or not it's actually going to be practical is a different matter. Saw the motherfucker over here. There he is. maybe we can access a scouting vehicle? I don't think this thing gets spotting. If it got spotting, that'd be kind of neat. But yeah, this thing be quick. No, it doesn't have a radar. It has the radar monitor over here on the left, but it's not actually a radar. This thing locks onto an infrared signature. They're heat-seeking missiles. So, like, I can turn the radar on and off, but there's no actual radar here. Oh god, the model of the driver is flipping through the driver's seat model. Oh no. One thing's for sure though, it do be quick. And by the way, guys, there is a version of this vehicle that mounted an ATGM launcher. I cannot wait to see that thing added. If they ever add the ATGM variant of this vehicle, oh man. Shit's gonna be real, yo. Alright, the F-104J. What does this thing get? So this thing gets AIM-9Es. I don't know if that's just a product of the fact that it's a later variant. Although I suspect that's the case. But I can't help but feel that the rest of the AIM-9 and that the rest of the F-104s are getting cheated by not having AIM-9Js. I mean, okay, the F-104A and maybe the C I can understand not having them. Because, well, they're early F-104 variants, but I feel like all of the later variant F-104s should probably get AIM-9Es. Shouldn't they? Unless I'm just grossly mistaken and getting my eras confused here. Which could entirely be the case. I don't really play very much aircraft, and I don't know the history very well of the F-104, so... So, the F-104J. Interesting. So it can also only carry 2 missiles. They don't have the... Do they just not have the wingtip mounts? I guess not. That's... strange? Maybe that was a deliberate decision. Oh god, Streamlabs is going off the hook. Jesus. Interesting. The S was mainly intended to use the M9E? Or the M7E? Oh, okay. These aren't the greatest missiles either. We'll take them out for a spin, though. Although, it's gonna be difficult to tell. Like, how useful these missiles are actually going to be until you pit them up against a real player that's maneuvering and trying to get away. Radar is significantly better. That's for sure. wingtips were used for external fuel tanks, making it impossible to fit missile rails. Okay, that makes sense. I figured that it was a deliberate decision not to put the missiles there. I suppose considering that the distances that the Japanese were planning on flying, considering the distances that were involved that the Japanese would be flying, having extra fuel tanks on the wings would probably not be a bad idea. Bob, bitch! Jesus Christ, this thing is literally a missile. Look at this shit. $1350 kph. What's the climb rate? I don't know what the specific stat is, but it climbs very well. You put this thing in a 15-degree climb and it will pretty much maintain its speed, if not gain speed. If I put this thing straight up, how quickly will it climb? Damn, son. Look at that shit. Oh, its head explodes randomly. Well, to be fair, Sparky, the U.S. didn't want much to do with the F-104. We used the A and C variants and then kind of just ditched it, to my knowledge. Whereas everybody else was kind of, you know, bribed to use them. Well, yeah, a lot of the nations tend to get better variants because they tend to upgrade them. Or they tend to get later versions of the they tend to use the aircraft later than the US. And so, yeah, they're likely going to have upgraded versions, duh. The Lockheed Mafia, yeah. I think the missile ran out of steam here. Oh, no, it was still going. Wow, that's kind of interesting. Or is it the same BR with the increased capability? That's true. Or similar BRs. I suppose it shouldn't be surprising, though. Can I rip this thing? Aww. Alright, so 1527 kph appears to be the rip speed for this thing. $297 meters per second, holy shit. Okay. China got an F104A, and they got an F104G. We already really covered the F104G in the German tech tree, so I don't think we really need to go over it again. It really isn't that much new. Yeah, it got an RWR, just like the last one. It has bullpups, kind of interesting. So yeah. Oh, that's shitty. So on the last dev server, the F86F40 was foldered under the F86F30. They have unfoldered them. So now you have to get the F86F40 if you want to get the F100 and then the F104s and such. So the rate of climb stock with an F104G is 216. Upgraded, it is 260. Although it's weighed down in this case by bombs, but 260 meters per second is pretty crazy. And then Japanese, also 260 according to the stat card. Yeah, although personally I don't trust any of these stat cards, because they almost never tell you the full picture. Italy, they got their F104S, but we've already kind of seen that. We saw that on the last dev server. I don't think anything has actually changed here. It does get the, it does get 6 missiles, though. Which is there's something to be said about having 6 missiles, even if they are AIM-9Bs. Having that many missiles means that like, even though they're shitty missiles, you can keep people from running directly away from you. At least somewhat. Then we have the Mirage. Did they fix the, I hope that they fixed the, what's it called? The rocket booster. Because it wasn't functional the last time. F104A and C have the wrong engines. They have the same engines as the later Starfighters instead of the earlier engine. Okay. As somebody who plays predominantly tanks and predominantly like tier 4 to 5 tanks, this means so much to me. I'm not trying to be an asshole about it, but it's like, alright. This is part of the reason, though, why I quit aircraft.
Oh, hun, la baguette.
Indeed. Indeed, cat. Hun. Becomes aggressively French. Yeah, did they... I hope that they fixed the, They fixed the rocket booster. Wasn't there an RWR on the Mirage in the last dev server? I feel like there was. Yes, it works! The booster works, boys! God, that is pointed off at a really weird angle, though. Yeah, it probably is better after takeoff, but I wanted to see if it was actually functional. The downside about using this booster, though, is that you have no guns, for whatever fucking reason. Doing this removes the guns from the aircraft. Sweden, France, Russia, and Britain don't have F-104s, but I don't believe any of those actually used F-104s. So it makes sense that they shouldn't have them. Yeah, I don't know why they made the decision to remove the guns for this loadout. It's all the more reason why I desperately think we need a brand new loadout system. Wait, intercept version? Even still, only having 2 missiles is really, really low. Oh. Well, there goes the booster. Booster was made to pass 10 kilometers altitude when the plane can't climb on its engine power anymore. Ah, alright. Cool. I feel like if you're going to have an interceptor, though, you probably want to have, well, I don't know, maybe, I guess trying to get to altitude to stop the bombers in the first place matters over everything else. So if you have to sacrifice weapons to get to that altitude, I suppose that's a fair trade. Will I show the Errado? I mean, outside of the rocket boosters, there's not much to show. And if you guys really want to get the rocket boosters, go watch Iron Armenian's video. I'm not arguing that that missiles aren't the better weapon for intercepting. I'm just arguing that they should have more of them. I feel like only having 2 missiles is really lackluster, especially if you're trying to fight. Especially if you're trying to go after a formation of bombers. Having only 2 missiles feels really limiting. Well, the F-104 was designed as an interceptor, so yeah, not having any guns was perfectly adequate. And when you're up at really high altitude firing missiles at really non-maneuverable targets, the F-4 is a great aircraft. It's when you start forcing the thing to dogfight agile, maneuverable fighters at the really, really low altitudes in Vietnam with high. With much higher air pressure and really, really high moisture in the air, that you start to encounter a lot of problems. Can you show the LWR and Italian top-tier tanks? Sure, I suppose. Have to unlock them. I mean, are you seeing what you're looking for? Because I'm not.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Do you know why there are several tanks that are blacked out in RB mode that the game claims are not tanks? I have no idea. Do it sound like Ben Shapiro? You need to test drive, then you see it? I don't even know what I'm looking for. But okay. Oh. Oh, interesting. So yeah, it looks like it does get a laser warning receiver. Interesting. So if I understand this correctly, this thing should let me know if I'm being designated by a laser. That's so cool. That is OP as fuck? I don't know about that. You aren't very well armored. And, you aren't the fastest thing in the game. About the only thing you do have is really, really high pen ammo. Yeah, we could test it in a custom battle later. But that's definitely something I want to test. I wonder if it works with laser rangefinders. That's cool. Oh, customs aren't working? Damn it. God damn it. Alright, so the Mirage. Alright. Real talk here. Did they fix the AMX13 M24? No, it doesn't look like it. It still doesn't have a stabilizer. Not that I don't think it ever actually had one, or at least this specific vehicle, but I know the M24 has a stab. Why, France? Why would you remove the stabilizer? Why would you remove the best thing about this turret? I cry. I cry big time. I like the new sounds though.
Sweet baby.
I know what Cat is spending her money on this next batch. That looks so bad. It really does. I was really hoping for the AMX13. I was hoping for the M24 AMX13, which is the complete opposite of this vehicle. The M24 Chaffee hull with the AMX13 FL10 turret, but not this piece of shit. Like, dear God, that turret ring is fucking huge. This tank reminds me of the body swap scene in Mars Attacks. You're not wrong. I mean, it's still got a great gun on it. It's just that it doesn't have a stab anymore. And that was like one of the best things about having this gun. Or one of the best things about having this gun. No, he's adorable and sweet. It's kind of like a face that it's a vehicle that only a mother could love. I'll put it that way. Will I be trying this? Will I be playing this thing? Fuck yeah, I will. If only for the fact that it's so fucking weird. This honestly looks like a really bad kit bash. It really does. Oh god, I need to add the googly eyes. Hang on. Actually, what camos does it get? Okay. Alright, well, we'll throw that on. Actually, wait, no. Look at the standard. This is totally unnecessary. I know. But at the same time, it is 100% necessary. I really like it like that, actually. Oh my god! Oh man! It's perfect! Alright. I'm fucking buying this vehicle when this comes out. I'm straight up buying this thing. Just for that. Absolute haram this thing is. This thing is 100% haram.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
Oh my god. It's not even, it doesn't even qualify though as like, please be patient, I have autism. It's just the, it's just the, hi guys! That deserves a Nobel Peace Prize? Make this the next Derpy Unicorn review? I might have to. Looks like it has the downs. You can lock onto ATGMs and rockets with the radar now, even with the M163? Cool. That's pretty cool, actually. Outside of that, the French just get an M4A4. And they removed the 50 cal! Fuck! Why? Why must they always remove Modus? Alright, so that's France. Sweden didn't get anything new outside from the last dev server. Although, as of now, or as of this dev server, all of the Swedish vehicles are now available for research and purchase for everybody. So you won't need to buy any of the premiums in order to start researching the Swedish ground forces, at least on the dev server. Which means that when they deploy the update, who knows when, probably next week. When they deploy this dev server to the live server, everybody will be able to research Sweden. Summit, yes, they did fix the reload rate of the HSTVL. SCRV 103C got more armor. Instead of the 15mm, now 30mm for the extra steel on the front. Nice. Wonder if the missiles work better now. Hey, they don't drop the smoke grenades every time you fire them. And by the way, yes. This thing is top attack missiles. Can we try the stabilizer, please? Oh wow, the stabilizer is actually, like, terrible now. What the hell? Like, it doesn't work past, like, 20 kph. Man, that sucks. Only for the ATGM one. Alright, well that's a relief. Well, that's kind of cool. Look at this. Look at that animation. Surprise, bitch. Missile do boop. Indeed. If there's one vehicle I definitely want to get my hands on this patch, it's this one. Why does the Swedish healing sound so much better than any other nation? I think it's because they don't sound as cheesy. The top attack missile is just so good. I fucking love that shit. No, you don't. You've been bribed by Lockheed to be F-104 show. Oh yeah, F-104 best aircraft ever. You should totally buy it. Yeah, Lockheed called. They want to pay you. Yeah, even though it's only got like 510 millimeters of pen, because it's top attack, it basically just ignores any armor that you may have. Yeah, I'm aware, Mania. Lucky called. They heard you talk smack about our plane. Christopher, this is the only new Swedish vehicle. The J-35D just got new missiles, so they aren't. The Draken won't be totally worthless anymore. It appears like the stab only doesn't work on this thing. Well, and it does work. It's just it's limited to 15 kph. It's kind of like the Shermans, actually. Yeah, because the standard CV90, the CV90-40C, its stabilizer is no different. Or, I mean, its stabilizer is still there and doesn't really actually change. Does that mean it's a shortstop stab? Pretty much, yeah. Then again, the main the main purpose of the CV90-56, at least within War Thunder, is going to be using your main weapon is not going to be your cannon; it's going to be your missile. So, and you need to bring the vehicle to a halt anyway, in order to fire said missile. So, that's not a huge deal. If anything, it just encourages you to. If anything, it just encourages you to play with your missile a lot more, which I find to be quite compelling considering the fact that it's a top attack and you can basically just ignore everybody's armor. Alright. I think that very well covers almost everything. I mean, somebody wanted me to take a look at the D2. It's basically a B1, but but much smaller. Probably a lot more practical in many cases, but it's low tier. Have you been about the new Curse map yet? I was on the last dev server, and we'll go over it again. Chrysanthema again. Love that thing. Can't wait for it. Sure, we can. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording here, though. There we go. Let's see. Chrysanthema. They fixed, supposedly they fixed something about this vehicle. Oops. The fact that this thing doesn't get, the fact that this thing has to go to tier 4 to get thermals, though, is really annoying. Yeah, these are high explosive ATGMs, which is kind of interesting. Try them out. Pato is not just one starfighter, there's like 8 of them. They added pretty much like every variant of the starfighter ever. Also, for whatever reason or another, one of the missile tubes is totally empty. I don't know if you guys can see that. If I look up, it's probably easier. It does the wiggle, though. Look at that. It wiggles. It do be wiggling. This thing is so derpy, I love it. Yeah. So yeah, the main draw of this vehicle is going to be the fact that you can lock onto a target with one missile. You can lock onto that guy, and then you can fire one, and then you can fire another one and guide that, and then the other one will also hit the target. If I turn off the lock, wiggle. Lock, no wiggle. Why did they release this stuff for only one nation? Well, this thing is rather unique. I don't think there are that many like dedicated lock-on ATGM vehicles like this out there. I don't have a problem with this thing being unique. It's kind of a one-trick pony, actually. In many ways. Yeah, having the lock-on radar is nice and so on, but it only aims the missile center mass, so yeah, even if you hit somebody, it's not guaranteed to kill them. Oftentimes, if you're gonna hit somebody with a missile, you still need to aim for like ammunition racks and stuff like that, or crew. This thing just aims center mass. So really, the way that I look at it is that the first missile is just going to be for disabling an opponent. The second missile is going to be for finishing them off. Still a huge improvement to the last ATGM vehicle, in my opinion. Oh, I agree. This is substantially better than the Storm S. Not that the Storm S was necessarily bad, but it was rather, like, in a lot of ways, it's actually more flexible, considering the fact that it has a really, really good missile and a missile with a radio fuse on it, or a proximity fuse, so you could use it against helicopters. This, you can't so much do that, but it's good enough. Yeah, Cyber Official, we literally just took a look at that a few minutes ago. It's kind of cool, actually. I need to test that in a custom battle. Did you show Osketten? I showed them on the last dev server. Yeah, we can show them off here. Honestly, the Panzer IV, like all of the Panzers that get the Ostketten look super thick now. Like, look at that shit. It looks like the Panzer IV F2 like went off and like did like 10 leg days in a row. Were you talking shit about my legs? Think the Panzer 3M got Osketten? I don't believe they did, no. No, they didn't get Osketten because mine are still spaded. And they didn't get them last time. The only Panzer 3 variant that actually gets, like the only Panzer 3 hull that actually gets Osketten is the Sturmgeschütz. And only the Sturmgeschütz 3F and the Sturmgeschütz 3G get Osketten. And I believe yeah, the side skirts are just far enough outside, far enough away from the vehicle that you can put on Osketten. It does look super thick now, though. Are there any changes to hull aiming? I don't believe so. Then again, I didn't exactly read the patch notes particularly carefully this time around. Do they help with snow? They help with all terrain. I want to say it feels better, but I'm not certain. I'm not entirely sure if it is actually better. Like, I want to say it's better, but I'm not 100% certain. So reportedly, nice. They made these bars 30 millimeters now, and they're not a solid armor. They're not a solid plate like they used to be. I wonder. Let's say USSR. What the hell? Oh. Okay. So it looks like they've implemented a system that's supposed to... It looks like they've implemented like some sort of system that's supposed to detonate the missile prematurely. But it looks like the way they've set it up, it detonates about here instead of about here. So like if I fire at this thing, look where it detonates. It detonates here. I mean, okay. I appreciate the effort in trying to make these bars actually, you know, usable. Yeah, secret IKEA technology. Yeah, I feel like this is just something that's a slight bug and they'll fix it before launch. But I do like the fact that they are making they have set up a system to make the warhead detonate prematurely. Tandem, right? I shouldn't be. No, this isn't the tandem. This is the tandem. Tandem should have zero issues getting through this. Yeah. Yeah, the tandem goes straight through it. You ever heard the music in the hangar for the Italian Navy? No, I actually have my music turned off. I'll turn it on. Alright, let's... So, Italy... That's pretty good, I like that. Is there any way I can turn it up higher? No, that's the highest I can get it. Yeah, there's actual singing in this. Like, I don't know how I feel about this. On one hand, that's cool. On the other hand, what the fuck? I want to find this song now. Yeah. This is actually pretty good. Is it just for Italians? Looks like it. That's pretty good. I like that. For the lyrics, Bella Ciao is the song. I get the feeling that's like Bella Goodbye. Am I wrong? It's either Bella hello or Bella goodbye. Honestly, that's rather depressing. Goodbye, beautiful. Okay. Now they've actually got some decent music in here now. It's been so long since I turned off my music. What did they do? Did they change any of the music elsewhere? No. It's still the crap. It's still the kind of really, really old, almost craptastic music that they have here. I wonder if it resets it if I go back. It's a partisan song of the Italian anti-fascist resistance. Interesting. Yeah. So it does reset it every time we come back in. That's pretty cool. I have to admit. It's a nice touch. First time I heard the song was on the Netflix series House of Money, which is from Spain and really amazing. Huh. It's now become menu thunder just listening to this and looking at Italian ships. Pretty much. Sabaton for the Swedes win. It'd be cool if it adjusted the music based on the highest battle rating vehicle you had in your lineup. So like, for like the modern Swedish vehicles, it had like Sabaton or something. Oh. Is this Gotland to Freya? No. Now your requests are getting out of hand. No, this is definitely not the national anthem. It's still good though. I really like that music. I think Brit is the same. Yeah. If the UK doesn't get Rule Britannia ear raped by 2.0, I'm uninstalling. People were asking about the Dorchester stuff. Whoa! Does it actually stop? Oh my god, does it actually stop APFSDS? Okay, it looks like it does up here. It probably still doesn't down here. So yeah, if you hit the low or the bottom part of the lower plate, it still goes through. But that's way better than it was. It means you can't just take a quick snapshot and have it easily pen anymore. That's good. That could actually make the Challenger 2 a pretty compelling tank. I might actually stop hating the Challenger 2 as much. There's still plenty of weak spots on here, but they aren't. But you actually have to aim for them now. It's not like a huge, giant, please kill me weak spot anymore. You'll likely still get blown up if a shell passes through the lower plate here, just because there's so much ammo. But it seems like it's less likely to occur. Yeah, granted, that is the lowest ammunition possible. I doubt the Ariete's gun is going to give two fucks about this thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, not the slightest fuck is given by the Ariete. Yep. The only place it won't go through is the turret. Except for obviously the cannon breach area. Oh my god, it went straight out the back of the tank. Keep in mind, folks, this is a dev server, so they could still be adjusting this. I wouldn't take this as gospel. It looks like it will stop Russian ammunition. You still have... So basically, the way I see this is... This entire, like, area down here is pretty much a weak spot except for this. This, like, box right here is very well protected, but the driver's compartment area is not. It'll still take out the cannon breach. That will still penetrate. Well, it may not instantly kill you. Alright, well, there's a few things I want to test in custom battles, so let's jump into that. Hopefully they're fixed now. I want to test the Italian laser warning receiver. Oh, it's just for the Italians in general. Alright. I'm not complaining. Alright, password is going to be MMA. It only works against helicopters? That's a little disappointing, but I can't say I'm too surprised. What's up, cat? The cat just came out from hiding. I think she wants to go out. The fuel tanks on the STRV-103 are now exterior like on the 279, so then maybe they won't require the use of FPE anymore. That's something we can test. Because they should be external. Also, apparently they nerfed the crap out of the RE2000, the RE2005, so now it's not a UFO anymore. All right, I gotta let my cat out, otherwise she's gonna keep screaming at me. Come on, kitty. Come on. Come on, girl. Okay. My cat doesn't seem to understand that she can just go around. Because there are two doors into my room, and I always leave the other door open. But she never uses that door. She always has to use that one door that I keep closed. People who own cats probably understand. Eat the cat. Sometimes she makes me want to. Alright. I'm gonna be vibing and just driving around. It's part of the full cat experience. Yeah. The password is MMA, all lowercase. From what I'm hearing, yeah, it sounds like the Re 2005 got nerfed into the ground. To be fair, it was a little ridiculous. As far as I'm aware, nothing has changed about the 285 Bagel Master. I got to this weird obsession to watch me go to the John at 3 in the morning. Oh yeah, mine too. Yeah, anytime I want to use the restroom, I have to close the door. I have to make sure like I close the door to both doors to the bathroom. The bathroom has 2 entrances in my apartment. Because if I don't close one of the doors, she runs around through the other door, and then just kind of like sits there. It's like, really? Really? Do you really need to... Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all either. So, if anybody has a helicopter on the enemy team... Oh yeah, I'm being lased. Look at the laser warning receiver right here. It doesn't give you an audible warning, but it does give you a visual warning that you're being lased from a specific direction. Interesting. Cool. There's no beeping sound. Not that I can see. Oh god. Why is the F-104 camera so close to it? What the fuck? Why is this thing's camera so close to the airplane? This is very awkward. Think they'll add India next? No. This thing do be quick. Dear God. My poor pilot is pulling like 13 Gs. It sounded like it was beeping softly. I didn't hear any beeping, personally. Christ, it just went straight through that tree. Oh god!
Sono stato colpito.
I saw that right at the last moment.
Sto perdendo potenza. Mayday, mayday.
He's calling Mayday. Alright, let's swap to a different nation real quick. Perfectly balanced, you mean dead on arrival? Sure, we'll go with that. They're not in the session. What do you mean I'm not in the session? I am in the session. What? Good in progress, yes. And do I have to, like, rejoin my own freaking battle? Oh. What the hell? Okay. Nice. All of the games just disappeared. I think the custom battle servers crashed. Alright, I should probably test the SDRAM V103 now. Did the dev server ended? It's possible. They do reserve the right to close the dev server anytime they want. But I feel like if they're closing down the customs, they would have kicked everybody else out, and there's still about 1,000 people online. Yeah, custom battles appear to be broken for everybody. Well, we tested the LWR, and that appears to have worked. So that's cool. I feel like with this music for the Swedish tech tree, they were looking to get music that was as close to the national anthem as possible, but without violating any copyrights. Or without having to pay any royalties or anything like that. Fun fact about the Swedish national anthem, it's actually not an official national anthem. It was never voted for, it's just a song that stuck. That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. I kind of enjoy the fact that there's a collective agreement among the Swedes that, like, yeah, we'll just go with this. Radriar, and anybody can play on the dev server, however, unless you are a YouTuber, you will not get access to the new vehicles unless you happen to have some GE that you carry over from the live server to buy them with, or unlock them. I think they should add Bob Simple. I mean, if people want a useless tank, then I won't stop them. I thought the Bob Simple meme got old like 6 years ago. I don't find it all that funny. PSO armor package does something now or not? Not really. It like nothing has changed specifically about the PSO. What has changed is that it has a laser warning receiver. So now if a helicopter designates you, like locks onto you with a laser designator, you'll get a notification here on this like little circle thing, telling you from which direction you're receiving a laser designation from. You can view them but not use them. Not unless you unlock them, no. Do you lose GE on the dev server? Yeah, anything you do on the dev server does not carry over to the live server. If you bought GE on the dev server, you just wasted your money. Because that GE does not carry over to the live. So if you want something on the dev server, like you want to test something out on the dev server, buy the Golden Eagles on the live server, then log back into the dev. Because that will carry the GE over and whatever vehicles you've unlocked. Really? If you buy GE on dev, it carries to live? Last I checked, that wasn't the case. Did they change that? If so, then that's fine. Dev server uses the live GE systems. I still wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't take that chance personally. You just did it an hour ago? Let me buy the $1 one on dev and I'll let you know. And don't ever buy GE on dev. I personally would never take the chance. There's just... I don't trust it. Yeah. So that's kind of it. Like there's a bunch of little things here and there. Trying to think. Well, yeah. Do they still have the? They do. They still have the H. Ah, that's okay. Never mind that. I thought that was like 4,000 a shot. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's really expensive. I'll probably get a rental of this thing just to try it out, because it seems like a decent vehicle. It's just kind of a shame that it's attached to such a shitty tech tree. But yeah, Cyber, I'm not willing to trust that. Yeah, the Type 69 2G looks promising. Yeah, it's a strange but should be perfectly adequate vehicle. It gets an APF SDS round that's pretty decent. It gets a heat round that's, well, okay. It's a heat round, whatever. But it also gets an HEVT round for use against helicopters. So it's got an airburst proximity fuse round to knock aircraft out of the sky, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if that's going to make this thing worth $60, but it definitely differentiates it from everything else. It worked. 150 GE is mine on the live and the dev from the dev. The question will remain if they shut down the dev server, does it take away your GE? Well, Wrecker, I don't think they're trying to say that the F-104 replaced the F-86. They're just putting it in that line because they don't have another NATO line outside of the G91. When will the dev server go down? I think there's about another 8 hours left on it, if I recall correctly. Anyways, I think that very well covers it. At this point, I think I may go ahead and call the stream there. Just because the customs aren't really working, so there's really not much else to do. If you guys are interested in watching me cover everything else, you can scroll back through the stream, or you can watch the last dev server stream. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there for the evening. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate everybody hanging out. Even if you didn't say a word and you just lurked in the background, appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot for taking your time out of your day. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see all of y'all in the next, well, I guess next week. I'm going to be streaming on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, I'm going to be streaming, going back to my normal streaming schedule. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So, see you guys then. Have a good one.